Okay guys, I just wanted to be known that I sat here and worked on this video for Lord knows how long. I had like 6-7 minutes worth of content, and then I just had like a random change of heart. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this video. I'm not enjoying this video. This video is boring. So that's why I haven't been getting videos out yet. That's why this is the first video. This was really supposed to be the second video, but I mean, hey, that's how we roll around these parts. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. You already know the deal. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jetski, aka White Chocolate, and I'm here bringing you my first video. Now listen, this video was long awaited, but listen, I'm telling y'all, I got y'all. This video is gonna help y'all a ton, and you don't want to miss it. Before I get into the video, if y'all can do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, and be sure to share this with anybody who needs it. All the support helps me big time. That's how I grow, so I can't grow without you guys. So thank you all for the support, and let's get right into the video. Now, for the last couple weeks, I've been tweeting ideas and thoughts that I was having on videos. Obviously, I want to put content out that you guys want to see. If you don't want to see it, it's a waste of time for me, and it's a waste of time for you guys. So when I tweeted this, it got a lot of response. And not only did it get a lot of response on the timeline, but this is something that I get asked often. This is something that people DM me, and this is just a common general question is, how can I make a name for myself in this community? Now listen guys, I'm telling you, if you follow the steps in this video, you will have your name out there in no time. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is for people that feel that they're really good at the game and that they're being slept on. This video is not going to teach you to be a better player. This video is not going to help you become a better player. This is just personally for getting your name out there. If you want a video on how to be a better player, this isn't it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The easiest way, in my opinion, to get on a good team is to have a variety of builds, and not just any builds, having a variety of meta builds. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the word and what it means, meta basically means what works. So every year in Pro-Am, there's always a meta. There's always lineups that people follow, and it's rare that you deviate from the meta year in and year out. And see, the key part of this definition right here is regardless of whether you wish it would work or not. And see, the problem is a lot of you are stuck in your ways. There's so many old heads who are like, back in my day, I was a 6'3" lockdown shot creator, and that's what I want to run in Pro-Am. And yeah, that's fine, you can run that, but when you don't get picked up on a team on a 6'3" lockdown shot creator, don't ask why. So getting back to the meta changes every year. But this year specifically, there are 3 key builds that can pretty much get you on a team. And the truth of the matter is, if you have more than one of them, your odds are likely to go up. The first build is the pure sharp or the pure stretch. I always prefer pure stretch because they're a little bit taller, but if you have a pure sharp that's about 6'8", you can find your way on a team. The thing about sharps is some teams like to run 2 of them, so if you find a team like that, it increases your odds even more. The next build is the slasher. Now it could be a pure slasher, a shot creating slasher, a defending slasher. What's important is slashing is primary. Slashers were not the meta in the beginning of the year. I'm not gonna lie to you, I got this meta going, but it's rare that you're finding teams that do not run some sort of slasher on the court at this point in 2K19. The last build I'm gonna touch on is the lock. Now listen, on competitive Pro-Am, you will not play a team that is not running at least one of these locks. The game has gotten so bad and locks are so overpowered this year that teams are running 3 of them. So this is a great build to have in order to get on the court. Now again, another disclaimer, keep in mind, stick to what you're good at. If you can't shoot, don't make a pure stretch. If you know you can't play defense, don't make a pure lock. And God bless, if you have no brain, I mean, you could go ahead and make a slasher, but still, if you can't think things through and you're not good at certain things, don't do it. Stick to what you're good at. Something I would personally recommend is to make your my players a little bit taller. I would say with these builds to make them between 6'8" and 6'11". The reason I say that is height is so important in 2K. It always has been and it always will be. So once you have these builds, I already know you're feeling like,
I'm ready! I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
but if you disregard the rest of these steps and just think step 1's gonna get you in the door, you're gonna end up like Patrick.
Go!
Number 2, the second thing you need to get right is your attitude and your personality. And I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with me getting on a team? Listen, first of all, nobody wants to play with someone who has a huge ego. And especially if you're watching this and you're not known, nobody wants to play with somebody who's not really known that has a huge ego. People barely want to play with somebody known that has a huge ego. And regardless of what anyone tells you, people want to play with people that are enjoyable to play with. Somebody that's funny, somebody that's cool. And I mean, I think it's all about finding a good balance. I'm not saying you have to sit here and be a jokester the whole time, but also at the same time, you can't just join somebody's party and sit in silence. At the end of the day, it's still a game and it's still fun. And if you want people to want to have you on your team long term, people have to enjoy playing with you regardless of how good you are at the game. Step number 3 is you have, and I mean you have, to find a team or make a team that's going to participate in WR and MPBA. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, okay, so he wants me to join a league. So I'll just go join this league. And what I'm gonna need you to do is I'm gonna need you to stop that thought right there and dead it. If you're joining a league and it's not WR or MPBA, you are simply put wasting your time. And let's be honest here, nobody likes to waste their time. Whether you like it or not, both of these leagues give you exposure. And if you're not playing in both of these leagues, or at least one of them, you're putting yourself in a situation where you're not going to get the exposure that you're seeking. And no, this isn't an ad or any type of paid promotion from them, but hey, listen, Nap and Kurt, if you want to cut me a check, dog, y'all know where to hit me. Step 4 is to follow what I call the ladder system. The ladder system is a pretty simple concept to grasp, and it's an even easier one to follow. So what you're going to do once you've reached out to teams, and whether or not you're on the best Pro-Am team in the world or you're on the worst Pro-Am team in the world, you're going to start doing the ladder system. So basically what you're going to do is once you're in these leagues, you're going to play games, you're going to compete, and you're going to look to do the best that you can do regardless of how your team is doing. Once you're doing as good as you can, what you're going to start doing is you're going to start taking some screenshots. And you're not going to take screenshots versus just anybody. You're going to take screenshots when you have exceptional games, and preferably when you have exceptional games versus good players. Think of it as like you're trying to get a job. So when you're stacking these screenshots of good performances, it's almost like building a resume. So picture yourself DMing teams and you don't have anything to show for yourself. This is what you look like. And regardless of how good you may think you are, or regardless of how good you might actually be, if you don't have anything to show your body of work, teams are going to be less likely to want to pick you up and want to give you a shot. So now that you got all your screenshots, you're now ready to follow the ladder system. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to use these screenshots to show that you've put work in and try to get on a better team. And once you get on a better team, you're going to follow the same process, and you're going to continue to do this. Rinse and repeat. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
The last and final step for this process is to show consistency. Listen, consistency is key. Not only is it consistency, but you also have to have patience. These steps might not work right away. They might not work at the speed that you want it to work. You might not see progress the first couple times that you do it. But I'm telling you, good things take time, and I promise you, if you follow these steps correctly, in no time, you're going to get the recognition that you want and you deserve. So let's recap. For starters, you're going to want to make sure that you have one or multiple of the meta builds. This is going to make it this much easier for you to get a spot on any team because the meta builds are the builds that are most desired and most needed by teams. Number 2, you're going to make sure that your attitude and personality is right. You're going to make sure people want to play with you and you're enjoyable to be around. Number 3, you're going to follow the ladder system. You're going to stack your screenshots and you're going to continue to climb the ladder by getting on a better team each time. And last but not least, you're going to recognize that nothing is easy, nothing comes immediately, and you're going to show consistency And I mean, realistically, you're just going to trust the process. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching the video. Again, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. Thank you all for the support, and I'm gone. Peace.